Autism is really tough to cope with. It's an inability for my son to communicate with me, something that isolates him as a member of our family.
You have to be on top of him or her 24/7. Every little behavior essentially has to be taught in steps.
There's certain things that, along the way you realize that you don't get to experience. Your expectations start to change.
It's very daunting when you first hear that diagnosis, and especially when you don't know if there's going to be the right school for your child.
The beginning is very hard. It takes a long time to start to learn who your child is and what they need.
It's not as simple as asking him to get dressed. You have to put the shirt down on the bed with the tag facing towards you, then you have to stick your head in your arms in, and he learns subsequently how to put on his shirt. If you serve him a bowl of cereal, you have to instruct him that he has to eat it with a spoon and not just eat the cereal by grabbing it out of the bowl of milk and putting it in his mouth.
He would just throw himself on the floor. He could throw himself on the floor here in this apartment, or he could do it out on the street. It was almost dangerous to try and go anywhere with him. It would take us, an hour to go somewhere where it should take 10 minutes, because every 10 seconds he had to stop and look at something, or they have a way of stimulating their sensory system that's inappropriate, and he would just be doing that, the whole time.
He would almost never volunteer language without being prompted.
He's distracted by, for example, repeating pattern of cars going by. He'll try to get closer to the street and doesn't see the immediate danger.
These children who are locked inside themselves, who can't communicate, who don't socially interact with the community around them, with their families, really have the type of potential that we could bring out.
Autism is learning differently. These are children, they just learn differently from other children.
Autism is challenging, but it's something that we can all work together to help improve the lives of those who are affected by it.
Manhattan Children's Center is a unique educational experience for children on the autism spectrum. It offers them hope. It offers them basically a life to live.
A lot of these students come in and the families are kind of at their wits' end about, what to do with the students. Where are they going to be in 10 years?
They don't live a life unless they're able to interact and communicate with their families, with their peers, with their community.
The second a student walks through our doors at MCC, the first thing I see is potential.
That was really good!
Students receive one-to-one instruction throughout the day where they have opportunities to learn, practice, re-practice those skills again and again until they master them.
We need to provide them with an enriching learning environment where they can learn to be productive members of not only their classroom, but also within their family and their larger social community.
Every kid who comes here, no matter where they fall on the spectrum, we're going to meet their needs.
There is so much support and constant training and supervision you won't find in any other schools.
Autism is a challenge that we are equipped to tackle here.
It's the MCC staff that has made us a premier school for children with autism.
Everybody takes their job very seriously. The amount of services that the school provides is really everything that a child would need.
Our occupational therapy, our speech therapy, and our applied behavior analysis professionals work together as a team to carry over goals into different areas.
A child may come here with seemingly no language, so our job is to be able to somehow provide them access to their expressive vocabulary. Being able to ask the family for a specific drink they want, being able to tell the families they love them is really, really rewarding to see and to hear.
They're really studying what he's doing, what's working, what's not working.
They constantly look at the results of their efforts.
Whenever Timmy accomplishes some new milestone, they immediately raise the bar on him, focusing on achieving the next goal.
We really continue to expand for our students' needs based on what they're telling us they need.
The bonds that you grow with these kids, I think I speak for the whole school when I say it's more than a job.
If you would like to pick the next song, stomp your feet. David, good job. Come on up, buddy.
Our department has been very strong at keeping the reputation of what occupational therapy is supposed to be within this school setting here.
I think what makes someone a good teacher, you recognize the child's strengths and his or her weaknesses, and know how to work with that child.
Camaraderie between the people that you work with is really important, and we certainly have that here.
Andres is almost 8 years old now. Shortly after he was born, a year had passed. He had not really been talking. He was experiencing some of the classic behaviors of autism.
It was hard to go somewhere out in public. It was hard to go to the grocery store. It was hard to play with other children. And these are windows. Excellent.
It was clear that in the public school system, he was not receiving all of the hours and all of the therapy that would have been recommended.
The teaching environment that he was in wasn't allowing him to progress.
We decided to enroll him in the Manhattan Children's Center.
You could tell immediately when he started at MCC that he had endless potential.
When I met him and started working with him, something kind of clicked where I understood him and I think he understood me. We'll be working together and we'll both laugh at something like we've definitely figured each other out. And it's really amazing to see that.
He immediately started to get better. We noticed a significant improvement.
He's more pleasant, he's happier, he doesn't get frustrated.
He's much more eager to read. He comes to us and tells us things that he wants spontaneously without us asking him.
What we're seeing now is a different child than, a year and a half ago. That's all because of MCC.
He had it in him, and all we did was help him achieve those goals and to come out of his shell. So when I see someone like Andrea succeeding, or the other students in the classroom, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for their families. I'm happy that we have the tools at MCC to make these things happen.
Statistics now are that 1 in 80 children will be diagnosed with some form of autism spectrum disorder, and we have to deal with it.
The goal is to help children and families have a better life, and knowing that you're part of the achievement of that goal is just a splendid way to spend your career.
To know that there's somebody there with expertise that you can rely on, it takes a little bit of the burden off of us.
I have found the right educational framework for my son, and he is going to learn.
Any kid who comes here is going to succeed because there's pretty much no other option when people are working that hard for you.
In the process of helping him, they've made us stronger as a family.
Knowing that we are making a difference and being able to bring the kids what they need sets this school setting aside from anywhere else I've ever worked.
What we're doing is providing a world-class education to students who otherwise wouldn't be able to be educated, providing them the opportunity to participate in life.
MCC is about creating the path for our students to lead the most independent and happy lives as possible.
This school is about expectations. We have expectations for these children. They can live a life, they can participate in their communities, and hopefully make a significant contribution to the communities that they're in.
Manhattan Children's Center is a community.
MCC is dedicated to making a difference.
MCC is hope.
Peace of mind.
Life-changing.
MCC is a better future.
It's not an easy road, but the rewards are definitely, worth all the trouble. What's your school's name? Okay, I go to school
at Manhattan Children's Center.
Very good.